Okay, so I think we can start. So today's session is on the new deferred accrual and COGS accounts. I'm just going to share my screen so that everybody can see. Okay, there is a Q&A option. So if anybody has a question, please feel free to ask them in the Q&A section. Okay. So, so if we look at the screen, on the left-hand side, we have the old, let's say the old way, and on the right, we have the new way. So if we go to pallet charges, okay, and we go to pallet charges in the new development. Okay, so more or less it still looks the same, but if we scroll a bit to the right on both of my sheets, so the old way, on your pallet charges, you have the accrual and your deferred cost accounts here. And then when we look at the new one, it's not here anymore. It has a pallet charge posting group. Okay. So now the system will look at what group do you have, and then send your information to your deferred and accrual accounts for that group. Okay. So if we look at your pallet charge posting group, so here you will have these two. If I go in my old, you will not have that posting setup and group. Okay, so these two new tables are now in the system: pallet charge posting setup and pallet charge posting group. Okay, so if we go to the group, it will have all these groups. So it will be specific. If you have, for instance, a specific accrual and deferred account that is unique, the system will give you a group for that specific setup, for that specific accrual and deferred account. So if they are unique, the system will create a group for you. Okay, so if we go to our pallet charge posting setup, okay, so here's your different groups. So in your posting group, you now have these groups, and here you will have your accrual and your deferred accounts. And now, which is great, is now you have this additional part, the COGS account. So now you can have different COGS accounts for your different costs. So there's no more that everything just goes into one COGS account. And now at the end of the day, you have to figure out what's all these costs and how can I report on them. So now in your COGS accounts, you have your different costs. So at the end of the day, that will help for better reporting, of course. So now you can see each individual cost account with its cost, and you can report on that. Okay, so that is actually the gist of it. You will see that there's a blank line for each one of the groups. There's a blank line that's for your deferred cost account. Then you have, of course, for your purchase, you have in your accrual account. And of course, for your consignment, you have your accrual account. Okay, and now for all of these, you have its own COGS account. And then if we go to our chart of accounts, if I go to that specific, let me just type in here. Yes, now I have my different COGS accounts that I already set up in this environment on its own. Okay, so that's quick reporting, and yeah, it just betters everybody's life at the end of the day. Okay, so everybody would probably ask, so if we move over to this, what should I do? The only thing that each company needs to do if when you go to your pallet charge posting group, okay, so you can give it a specific code with this specific description. So each one of your COGS accounts, you can give a specific name, and then of course that group can have a more descriptive description. Okay, so that's the only thing that you will actually have to do. So when we do the deployment to your environment, it will be added in there. You do not have to do anything by hand, except if you want to change these groups, you can go and change them and rename them and give them their description. All will be dealt with the installment and the implementation. Yeah, and then of course, what you need to do is you can actually give it a specific COGS account where your specific cost will be posted to. Okay, so that's the only thing that will need to be done. Is you can rename this and you can actually give it a specific COGS account, but the rest will be here on its own. So if you want to rename, of course, these, do it in the pallet charge posting group. Okay. Okay, and then of course, everybody would also ask, if I do not do these setups, what's going to happen? And the system will stay the same as it did on this side. So the system will still see your accrual accounts here and your deferred accounts. It will only be in this table, but it will write to your COGS account that's currently in your system. Okay. So no need to worry if it has been implemented and oh goodness, I do not have the time to go and do these setups, then the system will work actually the same way that it usually did. Okay. So everybody, if you have questions, you can put it up for us in the Q&A. I will give, let's say, 5 minutes for any Q&A. And of course, if after the session, we left the session and now you think, oh goodness, I wanted to ask this question, by all means, you can email me at jacqueline@link.co.za if you have any questions. Okay. So I'm going to give time for the Q&A. Okay, so we have a question from Sandra. Does it implement changes in history data as well, or only for the new data? So, Sandra, it will be going forward. So as soon as it's implemented and you actually created your new COGS accounts, the cost will be posted to that account, that new account. Okay. If you want to look at this webinar again, it will be posted to our live YouTube channel. Okay, so everybody can go and look at that again. And then if you have any questions, coming from that, you can just let me know. Any other questions? Okay, Sandra, so I see you ask on the YouTube channel. So I will give you the specific specifications. I will send you an email. Okay. Any other questions on the new deferred accrual and the COGS accounts? Marlies, I will do that for you. Yeah, we can do that as well. Yes, we can post the YouTube link in the meeting chat. Okay, it seems like everybody understands what this is about. So it's not a huge change, but it's going to mean a huge change for you, time-wise as well, and on reporting. It's going to make that a lot easier. Okay, any final questions before we sign off? Okay, no questions. I will post a link as soon as we actually send it to YouTube, to our YouTube channel. I will send you the link for this specific meeting. And then, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any struggles setting up your COGS accounts, let me know as well. And then I bid you farewell and have a lovely Friday and a lovely weekend. Goodbye, everybody.